Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of Us. Jordan Peele is back with his sophomore effort, and we have ourselves another thriller horror film. And I was instantly sold. That first trailer that they released for this movie was perfect. The trailer for this film is legit perfect. Start to finish, everything about it is perfection. And they released it just in time for this to shoot all the way up in my most anticipated films of 2019. I could not wait to see this movie. And let me tell you, the hype is real. It is real and it is warranted because this was a really great film. So let's go ahead and talk about those positives first. And let's start with the on-screen talent in the positives because the performances in this film are great across the board. These child actors do a really wonderful job. All of our side characters deliver what they need to deliver. Winston Duke is so good in this movie and provides a lot of comedic tone that I wasn't anticipating. But far and away, the standout of the film is Lupita Nyong'o. She is stellar in this movie. In both roles she's asked to play, she is amazing. She's able to deliver strength. She's able to deliver the scream queen terror that you need to see from this type of role. But she adds so many layers that make some of the final payoffs of this movie just hit home so well. She delivers a fully realized character that comes full circle in the final moments of this film. It is amazing, and her performance is amazing. Just stellar work from Lupita Nyong'o. So yet again, another female lead in a horror, absolutely knocking it out of the park. And of course, a lot of credit has to be given to Jordan Peele as a director, as a producer, and of course as a writer as well, because I think this film is masterfully put together. Looking at it from every angle, just as a piece of film, I don't know that it could have been much better constructed than it is. The time jumps make complete sense and weave themselves together beautifully well. The shot selection is top-notch horror suspense. The tension in this film is so amazingly put to screen. You are on the edge of your seat through the majority of this film, heart pounding, just like, oh my gosh, in anticipation of what is or isn't to come. And that's what the best of horror thrillers do. They get you on edge, they make you feel that suspense, they make you really uneasy from the get-go and never let up. And Jordan Peele grabs you by the throat with that tension and never lets up. And the script is so smart, which is what you're hoping going into this film, is that we deliver another intellectual script in the veins of Get Out. Now, the social commentary is not nearly as front and center as it was in Get Out, but it's there. I mean, we're dealing with the other here. There are plot points to do with a literal barrier, and most importantly, and probably most prevalent in the film, just inherent through what this movie turned out to be, we're dealing with kind of socioeconomic status and how that kind of affects people and becomes inhumane. So it's all about humanity in general, but it's done in a very authentic way to the film, and is able to convey all of these social undertones without sacrificing any of the horror story. As for a story, it is a highly original kind of sci-fi horror idea, and I thought it worked so well. It was such a cool concept from the get-go that Jordan Peele really developed well and was able to unfold into a great film. Of course, I have to talk about the sound design because every single aspect of sound in this film was perfect. I mean, perfect. The music selection used for this film is amazing. The actual score and the sound effects were so good. And then the editing and then the mixing of it all is so good. Oh my gosh, there is a scene near the end where we have kind of a choreographed segment set to vibe on it, that horror vibe on it. And it is so amazing. It's perfectly put together and captured beautifully. Oh, I loved it. And the film is funny. I really wasn't anticipating it to be as funny as it is. And that really just kind of added an extra element of enjoyment to the film. In many ways, it almost felt like a dark comedy, a horror comedy, if you will. This film kind of defies genre outside of horror as the undertone. From there, it just kind of goes wild with it, but never unfocused. And it just, and on every front, it works so well for me. So when it comes to negatives in the film, my biggest negative actually kind of comes with a reveal that probably 99% makes sense. However, that 1% does kind of nag at my side a little bit about, but wait, why is it like this then? So I'm very excited to go back and watch this film again now with the perspective that I have, but I still think several of these things won't be answered. So while the majority are answered, of course, the ones that don't get answered are going to stick out as negatives. That's kind of it. I think atmosphere, the horror elements, the creep factor, the suspense, the intelligence, the acting, pretty much everything I wanted from the film was there. I don't know that it's necessarily nightmare inducing, if you will, but that's coming from someone who nothing is nightmare inducing, if I'm being honest. Outside of that, this film gave me pretty much everything I was hoping for headed in. So, for recommendation, I say give this a full price ticket. This is the type of intelligent, perfectly executed horror that I'm looking for in theaters. It's a good time. It's a fun film to watch and experience. There's so much to unravel. There's so much for you to just sink yourself into in the film, and it's a great time in the theater. So if you're a fan of horror, if you like to get out, I say give this a full price ticket. Us is definitely worth a full price ticket at the theater. So that is my review of Us. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the discussion. Are you excited to see Us? And how did you feel about Get Out? Let me know either in the comment section down below, or you can hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your continued support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!